Going on out there in YouTube world, Facebook world, social media world, Gab, wherever you're at watching this here today. This is a quick impromptu episode of Musings with MGL, hence I'm at the home studio, not at the office. So you don't see all the fancy equipment I got. I'm just hanging out here in the back porch. Lovely, sunny Florida. Weather's great. Don't come down here, though. We're full. Going to do a quick video here today on an issue. I don't normally do these impromptu ones, but it's kind of breaking news. It's all over all the interwebs and everything. And I got to go to the glasses because I'm going to have to read for you here. Sucks about getting old. So what I'm talking about here is that the Supreme Court has just decided to hear for the first time in about a decade the Second Amendment case. There's been a lot of Second Amendment cases coming up to the Supreme Court over the last couple of years, and they keep denying cert on them, meaning they don't want to hear them, which means basically the lower court rulings stand, and they're always, of course, really bad lower court rulings. A lot of people in the Second Amendment community were getting angry that they weren't taking up these cases because they were trying to figure out, well, now's the perfect time to take up these cases. Theoretically, we have the right makeup as far as conservatives versus liberal judges, so now would be a great time to do it. And they just kept saying no, and they kept saying no, so people were getting frustrated. People were getting pretty pissed off about it. Well, they just decided to take one up, and it's a doozy. And if they rule in favor of the Second Amendment on this particular case, it's going to have huge ramifications across the country for pretty much everybody. So I'm going to read the article to you basically to give you the heads up on what's going on. This is courtesy of the people over at the Daily Wire. Basically, the headline, Supreme Court agrees to hear the first Second Amendment case in more than a decade. The Supreme Court of the United States on Monday announced their intent to hear the first Second Amendment case in more than a decade. The case, which is called New York State Rifle and Pistol Association versus Corlett, will force the court to address whether or not Americans can be forced to prove the need to carry a firearm for self-defense. Under New York law, a person must apply for a permit to carry, but he or she must prove proper cause exists. That's what their thing is. So in other words, it's not a constitutional carry state, New York. You have to get a permit, but New York has an extra level. So for example, here in Florida, we're a shall issue state, meaning there's a certain criteria in the statute that says if you meet these criteria, not a convicted felon, not on domestic injunction, live in this, you don't have to live in the state, but you're a United States citizen, whatever. They have a certain number of criteria on there. And as long as you meet that criteria, the state shall issue you a license. You don't have to prove anything more than I meet these minimum requirements of not being a felon, etc., and then I shall get a permit. Other states are may issue states, which means even if you meet all these criteria, you're not a prohibited person, you're a United States citizen, you pass all the federal standards, they still require you to prove that there's a reason why you need it. You're being stalked by somebody, or you have a special self-defense need that your average person on the street doesn't have. So they're a may issue state. New York and a lot of the other states are like that. So under this New York law, a person must apply for a permit, but they also have to show that proper cause exists. New York is a may issue state, meaning it's up to local law enforcement agencies, generally sheriffs, to determine whether or not a person needs to carry a firearm. Okay? Two of the petitioners, a guy named Robert Nash and another guy named Brendan Koch, K-O-C-H, applied for carry permits but were denied for various reasons. This Robert Nash guy, for instance, requested to carry a handgun for self-defense after a string of robberies in his neighborhood, but he was denied because he did not demonstrate a special need for self-defense. The Koch guy wanted a similar license, and he was able to cite his experience of participating in safety training courses, but he too was denied. The petitioners argued the Second Amendment protects a person's right to carry a firearm outside of the home. So it's the essential core argument here that the court is going to decide in this case is, does the Second Amendment extend outside your home? Okay? They've already decided in the McDonald versus City of Chicago, and of course the District of Columbia Heller case is the last time they took up these cases, and they basically established a right to keep and bear arms, that it's an individual right, because you get all these people on the left that are like, oh, but it means militia. There's the second half of the thing that says, oh, in keeping with a well-regulated militia. So it's not an individual right to carry a firearm. It's a right to have like a National Guard carry a firearm. And in the Heller and the City of Chicago case, McDonald, they determined, no, it's not a militia. It is an individual right. Okay, but that's as far as they went. They didn't go any further than that to explain the extent of what that individual right is. They simply said it's not a group right for a militia. It is an individual right. So this case is now going to determine, well, how far does that individual right go? So the state of New York allows you to have a firearm in your home, and pretty much every state allows you to have a firearm in your home, which is in compliance with Heller and McDonald, because they're recognizing your individual rights so you can keep one in your home. But they put all these requirements that say you can't have a firearm outside of your home. So basically your right to keep and bear arms is only inside your house. When you go outside of your house, you have no right to keep and bear arms outside of your home, so they can put all these restrictions on it that says you must prove why you need a license. They can deny you for whatever reason that they want, et cetera, et cetera. So the reason that this case is really important is because if we win, if the Second Amendment community wins, it's really going to expand your right, and it's basically, in my opinion, going to turn every state into a shall-issue state, meaning they're not going to be able to put these draconian restrictions on there that say you can't carry your firearm outside of your home without jumping through all these hoops. The hope is that they're going to make a broad ruling like they did in Heller, which says it is an individual right that everybody has, and now they're going to say it's an individual right that everybody has that extends outside of your home. Obviously, if we lose, that would be very bad, because then they're going to really restrict it and say, well, no, now you don't have a right to carry a firearm outside of your home, which means other states could, further restrict it, or these type of states that already do are going to go even more insane on the issue. So hopefully we win. Everybody's really excited about it out there. It's hitting all the news. So I just want to do a quick little rundown on it to bring everybody up to speed on what it is. Keep an eye on the case. It's not set to be heard until the summer. These are the type of cases that get heard during the summer, and then the rulings get released either late summer or early spring, so we won't know for several months exactly what the ruling is going to be. But hopefully it's going to be a good one. Hopefully it's going to be a big one, and it's what everybody's been kind of waiting for them to do, is to step up and take one of these cases, and hopefully we get a really favorable ruling like we did in the previous ones, and that's only going to expand the Second Amendment. So keep an eye on it. Follow my channel for it. Follow everybody else about it, and hopefully it'll be good for us. So keep an eye on it. Thanks for watching. Sorry about the impromptu location, but hey, worst places to be. Like and subscribe, share, comment, all those other things help me grow the channel. I hope I can earn your subscription with this video. And as always, stay safe, stay healthy, stay vigilant, and certainly carry on. And hopefully soon, everybody will be able to carry on outside of their home.